In the name of Allah, the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, distinguished scholars and imams, ladies and gentlemen, peace be upon you. We are celebrating today together the anniversary of the birth of our Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, who through wisdom and good advice has put the foundations of Islam, great foundations that has been eternal for all humanity. And I would like to send the congratulations to the great people of Egypt and all the Arab and Islamic nations celebrating this noble event, praying Allah to make it many happy returns for both the Arab and the Muslim worlds as well as the whole world. Distinguished guests, our celebration today commemorates the birth of the best of mankind, the Prophet of mercy, peace and blessing be upon him. This event inspires us with tolerance and all mercy in our religion and teaches us that Islamic jurisprudence is based on construction and not destruction. According to the verse from the Holy Quran, we have sent you but mercy to mankind. This world, mankind, means both mankind, universes, so it is a very broad and comprehensive term. The objective of religions is based on achieving the interests of the countries as well as the best for the people through tolerance, mercy, and not extremism or hatred. Thus, the issue of wise awareness and understanding religion is one of the priorities of the current phase in confronting people of evil. Those who are misinterpreting the texts, getting out of context, interpreting them according to their objectives, or depending on wrong interpretations. This necessitates going on with our big responsibility. This responsibility that is led by the scholars and the religious figures to correct the misconceptions, to protect the state and the nation from the plans of division, so that the whole world would realize the tolerance of Islam that is based on mercy and tolerance, peaceful coexistence between people, all people. And no doubt, building this wise awareness needs all religious institutions, educational and cultural and media ones, to cooperate together to contribute to building this strong character capable of confronting the challenges and distinguishing between right and wrong, true and false, wise awareness and false awareness, as well as rumors and truths. I appreciate the role that is played by the state institutions in disseminating the enlightened awareness and correcting the misconceptions. And I would like to emphasize that we need to double these exerted efforts on part of all the religious institutions to reach out to all segments of the community at this critical moment in the history of our nation, our region, and the whole world. The state won't save any efforts in supporting the imams and providing the suitable environment so that they would play their role in the current phase of the history of Egypt to support the moderate, enlightened religious discourse. Distinguished guests, Allah has granted us with the gift of mind that has honored mankind over other creatures, and he invited us through this great gift to look, study the earth and the sky and all the lessons that would be learned from them, as well as the excellent systems they have. And Allah imposed on us the duty of protecting this distinguished gift, the mind, and this unique gift, and He prevented us from using it for illusions, myths, or following destructive ideas in a fanatic way, or by not being able to think, create, innovate, and work. The message of Islam that we received from Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, came in a victory to freedom, the freedom of belief, choice, belief, and creed, as well as the freedom of thinking. These freedoms are not absolute, so that the whims of people won't turn them into a chaos that would allow destruction and killing. And those freedoms should stop at the limit of the freedoms of others. It should respect everybody and not get out of control of this system that God has created the universe in its framework. What might be considered a restriction on freedoms is protecting, on the other hand, the rights in facing others. And justifying extremism under religion is totally apart from religion, and it is even unlawful, criminalized, and it is just a tool to achieve very narrow personal objectives. Let's agree that this extremism cannot just be limited to one specific religion. In all religions, unfortunately, there are extremists who are seeking to ignite sedition, hatred, and anger. And these are the ideas that are leading to nothing except to feeding the rhetoric of hatred and more division and differences. And the biography of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, did not face problems except through misinterpreting it. And I would like to say that Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, is in the hearts and the souls of all Muslims all over the world. And it can never be touched by any action or any word. And of course, we are against any actions of hatred and terrorism that would be practiced by anybody under the title of defending the religion or the religious figures, because the essence of religion is tolerance. And in this framework, we need to be inspired by the teachings and the lessons we learned from Prophet Muhammad as he was sent by Allah, glory be to Allah, to put teachings, values, and principles for mankind. And he has based tolerance, believing in differences, so we cannot force anyone to believe in a certain religion. At the end, let's make this anniversary of the birth of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, a light that would lead us to the right path to achieve mercy and tolerance against the groups of destruction and hatred, and make our country a bright picture of the understanding and the application of the sound religion and achieving the objectives of the Islamic jurisprudence, so that we would send a message from Egypt, the cradle of history and civilization, emphasizing the tolerance of religions and making it a means to the peace of the world and mercy for all humanity. Thank you all, and many happy returns. We pray to God that Egypt would always enjoy welfare, prosperity, and development. This is the written speech. In the name of Allah. There are a lot of things said, a lot of discussions and controversy going on. And we as Muslims, part of our religion and our belief is to believe in all the other religions. There is no Muslim who can say that he is a believer unless he believes from his deep heart in all prophets and messengers. I'm saying this right now, and I think that all people in Egypt and others recognize it. This is one of the truths in our religion, that we believe in all prophets and messengers. We respect them all. Why? Because they are the chosen ones by Allah. So if Allah has chosen those messengers and prophets, then we need to respect this choice, respect them and accept this choice and believe in all of these messengers and prophets. The other point is that also offense and being abusive against prophets is taking lightly noble religious teachings and values that a lot of people believe in. Those who do not believe, okay, it's for him. But harming the emotions and the feelings of millions is not acceptable, even if this image is an image of extremism. In the 1.5 billion Muslims, or even more, how many of them are extremists? 1% maybe? 1 million means 15 million. So if we have 15 million terrorists in the whole world with these ideas, what would they have done to the world? But the figure is not as such. So I cannot expect that Muslims would bear the wrong deeds and the evil deeds of a small group that was deviating from the right path. I hope that those who are interested in awareness and understanding would understand what I said. In addition to those who are working on human rights, we also have rights that our feelings won't be harmed and our values won't be attacked. This is one of our rights, and as I said in my speech, I think that if it is the right of people to express themselves and their minds, I think that this should stop when you find that you are going to offend more than 1.5 billion. This needs that we all stop for a while, think, contemplate all these things we are talking about. I'm not offending anyone and I'm not blaming anybody, but I'm just saying that we need to think and contemplate. I'm not talking about Egypt only. I'm talking about Egypt and the whole world. stop harming us. On the other hand, I would like to tell all the Muslims, if I can tell them something and they would listen to me. If you love Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, then you should be exactly like his manners. And you should learn his ethics and morals. If you really love Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him. I said this before in another ceremony. Do you excel in your work? Are you honest in whatever you say? You respect people, protect their rights. If you live in a community, regardless of your volume and your number in this community, do you do that? We did this in Egypt when we respect our brothers who live with us in our country, and we are seeking more respect towards them. When we did this, our aim was just one thing, to emphasize to them that respect, appreciation, and love for others is in our religion. And even if we say that there are other beliefs, we respected them all. We did not just accept them, we both accepted and respected them, because this is one of the rules of God, that not all people would embrace the same religion. So I would like to tell people in Egypt and outside Egypt that if you would live in a community, respect its values and principles. And as I said before, and some people might blame me and say, what if others do not respect your values and principles? I think that out of good manners, people will respect us, because always good morals and good manners prevail if you believe in God. At the end of my speech, I would like to say that I think, and I do not think I'm wrong, that looking down on others through practicing rights is part of extremism when such a practice offends others and their rights. Thank you very much.
السلام الوطني.